It's too late. It's so sad. For 2 weeks. I felt so nice and good about the nurse that was where Michelle Walker. She would call us and she'd tell me what was going on and how he was doing it. So the other day I did
For
take
life.
one of those notes from the hospital and filled it out about how well she did and how nice she was. And then I went over to emergency because IOC is where he was. And in there, another nurse was standing there, says, "Are you trying to check in?" I said, "No." I said, "I want to give this to Michelle." She said, "I'll give it to her." I give her a dinner at the steakhouse.
Okay, we'll call the Bartonville Community Development Corporation meeting to order September 8th at 6:05 p.m. Public participation. We have one person that signed up, Bill Shear.
I think he wants to speak during the public hearing.
It says for agenda item number 2. Is that correct during the public hearing?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. Public hearing. Let's consider approval of the August 11 minutes, which you have in your packet. Motion to approve.
Second.
Made and seconded. All in favor? Motion passes unanimously. Item number 2, public hearing to consider approval of an expenditure not to exceed $50,000 to Denton County for economic development purposes, being a project consisting of assistance with the construction cost for the improvements to the turn lane at FM 407 and Hilltop Road located in the town of Bartonville. Staff report.
Thank you, sir. This project is to fund the turn lane at Hilltop and FM 407. So back in 2019, this was a discussion item with the board. At that time, the town was exploring options to pay for that turn lane when Tractor Supply came in. Our town engineer did some studies, found it wasn't safe for an 18-wheeler to turn. We were looking for funding options. We attempted a couple of different items. We went to, staff actually applied for a grant through the Denton County Development District, and that was turned down, while still exploring options and discussions with Denton County in different ideas, and even had discussions with this board because it was something the board could fund because it would benefit Tractor Supply. So through that the town paid for designs with the engineer for the design of that turn lane. And through all of this time, the county has now progressed with their design of Hilltop Road and has agreed to include the portion of Bartonville's portion of Hilltop in their construction if we paid for the turn lane. So that's how this item got brought to the board for consideration. So again, they'll be reconstructing Hilltop Road, which includes the pavement reconstruction, ditch grading, culvert damage, drainage areas, and improvements. Their amount of the portion of Hilltop that they'll be constructing, they have 2 bids, and that bid is in the last page of your agenda item. For their portion of Hilltop, which is in Bartonville, their bids are $160,800, and they have an alternate bid is $198,000. The portion for the right turn lane is they're bidding, the cost that they have is $45,612. So the project would be not to exceed $50,000, which was what the project is estimated at and what it's published for. If the board considers this and approves it, the next item, it would go to the town council on the 21st. It would have to be read by 2 resolutions. As any other project that's over $10,000 per state law, then the council would approve it. This item was noticed in the newspaper on last Sunday. In any project that is expended over $10,000 of this nature, no funds can be expended until after 60 days of that public notice, because it allows the public to come in and file a petition against the project if they so desire. So we have to abide by those guidelines.
It's such a dangerous intersection. What do they propose to do to help solve that problem?
We have the town engineer, the town paid for design, and the architect, the Chico Koch actually did the design for that turn lane, and it was approved, and actually the town got a permit by TxDOT to expand that turn lane. So it'll be widened, so a 18-wheeler can safely turn. And inside the agenda item, we'll give a description. I believe we included it. They're an engineering firm that did the design. Yes, sir. So the turn lane, the project is for the right turn lane for the traffic traveling westbound, turning right. And they're using the same plans that the town designed. You can come in the office. We have those from 2017, or we get a copy from Denton County. But they're funding the entire project. This would be, following this, there would be an interlocal agreement between Denton County and the Community Development Corporation, and we would reimburse the county. We wouldn't be paying for the project or overseeing it. It would all be done by the county.
Is there in the future any opportunity for traffic light there? People are stupid.
There's studies, there's a guideline for the studies, which we had brought that to council. And there's a list of requirements that you have to meet in order to get a stoplight. And at that time that we presented all of that to TxDOT, it didn't meet the requirements.
That's incredibly dangerous.
That this turn lane will be a great improvement
Oh,
and
the
safety
turn lane
feature
will-
for the.
The turn lane will help immensely, but it's still to turn left on there.
We did install signs and the notification signs and worked with our engineer at that time to improve those types of safety measures. But we did do analysis and did all the requirements and submit it to TxDOT, and it did not qualify for a stoplight at that time. That was back in 2019.
Time frame for when they're gonna start building the houses.
They
across the
are-
road. So are they
I
gonna have to
do-
move the percentage?
They are going to accepting bids. Do you know when that is, Sylvia? It's and I believe it's a 25-month project for the entire.
That's just the
Project.
entire project. That road is horrible.
But they're doing,
Yeah, but I mean, Hilltop, if you go back in there, it's just horrible. That's a bad road.
500 feet, right?
But 500 feet is from-
I hate to beat it down, we always have at other meetings. So what the county is planning to do is they're gonna do the rest of Hilltop. So that's how this whole thing started. So got pulled in by the county commissioner about 2 years ago on this conversation of the 500 feet of the starting bill from 407 on Hilltop. That's been a negotiation for a while. The amount of money the county pays is beyond the means of the town. Quite frankly, equivalent services. And so this has been going back and forth. The mayor and the county administrator had multiple meetings on this. The latest one is what caused this to come before you, because the county's now said, hey, we'll take care of Hilltop, because the city basically said it's a road to nowhere for us. And so consequently, we covered, but that turn has always been a major area of concern for the trucks, as you mentioned, but also for buses. Look at what happens. The buses end up at land, not configuration, but land carpool. They're at the back of the campus, and then all the school buses. Guys, so there's a lot of traffic on that. There's a lot of so that got us to where we are today.
This is the design that our engineer Drew up.
Yeah, we used the firm that TxDOT recommended and that
Okay.
the county, because we were working with the county at that time.
Because that looks like it takes a lot of that decoration or whatever you call it that's sitting there.
And this was just a drawing, just to give you an idea that was done by our town engineer back in 2019. I just wanted to give you a look at where the location was.
To take out a lot of.
So I don't have their exact plans, but
Okay.
They decided not to do that little. Talked about there being.
it's including a sidewalk, ADA ramps, and within the median which pedestrians will be able to cross Hilltop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not across Forest.
And that really nice landscaping that's there is gonna.
The landscaping is going to disappear.
Yep.
Are they going to replace some of that? No, it's just going to disappear. Okay.
Who is responsible for that?
The Lantana Cares Group put that landscaping in and they received notification not to put that landscaping in from the county because they intended to do that turn.
Is this the group that
But that's
Takes-
not the item before
takes
you.
2%, takes 2% of every house there and
You would need to contact them to ask them that. No, not Lantana Cares. That's a different foundation.
We've already had some discussion, but thank you for your report. And we'll go on and open the public hearing at this time, 6:16. And discussion, further discussion.
Anyone speaking in favor?
I think it's a dangerous intersection. Anything we can do to improve it.
He's
Oh, I'm
opened the
sorry.
public hearing for speakers to speak. Anybody in favor or opposed?
Well,
Seems-
we do have one that is signed up here. Can't read the name. No. Bill Shear, you're free to speak, sir.
Bill Share, 1173 Rockgate Road, Bartonville, Texas, 76226. So yes, as we were earlier discussing, it's a dangerous intersection. It's something that quite frankly, we've needed to do for a while. We've had conversations at different points in time and have never done it. This is an opportunity to do it, and we're asking for your support on that. What's nice about this whole deal is the county's going to take care of the rest of the road. And we should have something that quite frankly is concrete and should last for 20 years. And I know there's two different bids in there. I'll deal with the is concrete versus asphalt discussion with the county commissioner based upon, the conversation that ends up on this one. But bottom line is it's a safety issue. It supports our economic development because of what's there from the Tractor Supply Corporation and very much in supportive of it. And thank you, gentlemen, for your consideration.
Anyone else to speak in favor of? Those opposed? Anyone opposed? Okay. In that case, if there's no further discussion,
Public hearing.
if there's no further discussion, we'll close the public hearing at 6:18 p.m. Now, from the board, deliberation or discussion.
I'll just reiterate my thoughts. I think it's a safety issue. I'd love to see us do this because this is really dangerous for those of us who go over there and use tractors.
We've been hoping for this for a long time. I thought that's it's a project that we would support 100%, I believe.
The initial plan didn't include deceleration of an adequate turn lane there. We were all concerned. So it does give us the opportunity to kind of solve that.
Okay.
Long-standing issue.
Further discussion? Randy?
No, I'm just looking at, what to do for some grades and stuff. I guess they've done a geo report on everything. Put it in, have it start heaving or anything. We seem to have good concrete over there now, I guess. That's something. They've got lime stabilization on there.
Says lime treated subgrade, 6-inch reinforced concrete.
I hate to see us do something that if we don't know what, I guess town's spending the money, what's our warranty on something like that if something should happen or we have concrete not hold up or whatever. I mean, it happens to us every day. So I guess my question is, who gets the chance to review, the contracts that work? The county, how does that work? We just give the money to the county, we have to assume that their folks are doing what they're supposed to do, or how does that?
When the interlocal agreement comes, before you sign that, it'll be reviewed by our attorneys and those questions will be answered. We've done several interlocal agreements with our streets and roads and of that nature.
Our engineer has the opportunity to look at it.
I know that our town engineer, not our current one, our previous one, worked with Pacheco Koch in doing the design for FM 407 for that turn lane.
And are you
With this company.
volunteering?
Sure. I'm just saying,
But we don't have any say in their design and construction because
Well,
they've already
yes.
gone to bid and
But
they're
we're
opening
paying-
their bids.
right, but we're paying for part of it.
Yes.
That's my opinion. Okay.
When the town bid this out, when we had the estimates to do this on our own, it was close to $90,000.
That's what I thought too, because it
But
wasn't much
because
different.
this is
than the
part of
one-
this entire project,
Now, are
the
we,
county takes the same types of precautions and safety measures as a local government as we would.
this is a bid project, so we don't really have,
We don't have any say in their bidding process.
okay, but as far as the dollar value that we're proposing tonight, is there any chance that that will change?
So it will be not in an amount not to exceed $50,000.
Further discussion?
I just want to make sure somebody, we're spending money, I just want to make sure somebody from Bartonville has the ability to make sure they do what they say they're going to do.
Very good. I would entertain a motion.
Make a motion to fund the project consisting of turn lane reconstruction improvements of the Market 407 Hilltop Road located in the town of Bartonville, not to exceed $50,000.
Second, motion's been made and seconded. All in favor? Unanimous, motion passes. Future agenda items. Anything at this point?
Yeah, still plan to do the traffic count?
Yes, it will be ordered for October.
Okay.
Okay, with no additional items on the agenda, we'll call the September 8th meeting of the Bartonville Community Development Corporation adjourned at 6:23 p.m. Thank you very much. And thank you folks for coming to visit.
I didn't want to get into it because I was trying to figure out, see that red mark, how they were gonna get between those two houses. But it